Hi, this is Sarah from Made on the Common, and in this video I'm going to walk you through the Etsy bookkeeping spreadsheet that's been created especially for Etsy sellers who are based in the US. So this template is right for you if obviously you're an Etsy seller, you're based in the USA. It doesn't matter if all of your sales are in the USA, you can sell anywhere in the world as long as you're based in the US. And you want to see the sales tax that's been added to your orders. And that might be sales tax that's been added and retained by Etsy for them to settle directly, or sales tax that's been added to your orders that then gets paid to you for you to remit to the state authorities. So in common with all of the other bookkeeping templates that I've got listed, it works by you copy and pasting in your monthly payment statement that you download from Etsy. You then need to download your order file and copy and paste that into the file. And the template will then calculate all of your Etsy sales and fees and split them up by month so that you get a nice easy to read report showing you exactly how much you've earned and how much you've paid in fees. You can then add any other income and expenses that you have so that you're able to have the whole of your business in the one file. And that might be sales that you've made either physically at craft shows or just to friends or on other sales platforms, and any expenses that you've kind of incurred running your business, whether that's buying materials, running a website or doing advertising. And the template works for any date, so once you've bought it and used it this year, you can just change the dates on the front of the file and use it next year and kind of all future years as long as you'd want to use it. So what makes this special for US sellers? Well, it provides you a separate sales tax summary, and that breaks down by state so that you can see exactly what sales you've made and what tax has been added to those orders and kind of separated out for each state in the US. You also get a sales map at the back of the file, so it's easy to see where you've sold to, and that also gives you the breakdown of exactly the sales that you've had for each state. And it will, as I said, it will split that tax that's been retained by Etsy and any sales tax that's been paid to you, so you know exactly what you need to report and pay over to the authorities. So before we go any further, let's dive into the template and take a look at exactly how it works. So we're now in the US version of the template, and as you can see, the first few pages are exactly the same as you would see on kind of any of the templates, the automated Etsy templates. So you've got the start here page where you kind of set up the categories, your currency, your dates. You then have the Etsy payment account where you drop in your data. So like all the sheets, if I just go up to the top, drop your data in on the black columns, and then the blue columns are formula driven to provide the numbers that you see in your reports. And what you see, the first difference is that there's a few more columns than on the standard kind of no tax version, and this is so that we can split out the tax and also so that you can see the US state that you've sold to. But this all happens automatically, so you don't need to worry about the grey columns on here. On the Etsy order files, you drop in your order data. I've blanked out some of the data that's in here, but again, drop in the black columns. The blue columns just do some calculations. And this is where we get the information on where you've sold to, and also the breakdown of any shipping that you've charged, and also any sales tax, either that Etsy have charged the customer or that's been added by you if it's in your state and you still need to collect the tax. So all of that then gets kind of consolidated into the payment account check sheet. And again, what you now see at the bottom here is a breakdown of any sales tax that's been paid to you that you need to remit to the tax authorities, and any tax retained by Etsy. And as more and more states go on to the marketplace kind of tax collection, you'll gradually see less and less in the paid to you bit and more getting sorted out by Etsy. The rest of the numbers here, so once that tax has been pulled out, you get the net amount, which is what goes onto your 12-month report. In the order summary, I think this is exactly the same as you have on kind of the standard template, so it just gives you a breakdown. If you have any sales that don't go through your Etsy payment account, you'd see it up here, and then it just gives you a breakdown of the information that's on this order file. None of this is actually used particularly in the templates. It all gets the numbers we need, get pulled through into here and would then appear on this payment account check sheet. But this is just a nice way of seeing a bit of more of a breakdown of your orders. You can then add your other income and expenses. So this is anything that's non-Etsy, so any sales that you've done elsewhere, and if you've charged sales tax to your customer, you can split it out here. If you have two different types of sales tax, kind of a state level and a city level or borough level, you can split out both of them here. Your expenses, there's also tax columns built into here, but this is really only if you were able to recover the tax that you've paid, because if you put a number in here, you'll see that it actually reduces this net expense, and this is the expenses that will go onto your 12-month report. So like I said, only include that if you can recover that tax, which I don't think you can in most places in the States. So once you've added all of those in, the important things on these sheets are the date, because that then gives you the year and month that we need in the reports, and the category, and obviously the amount. So the category is what we will see down here, and it adds it all up by month and kind of gives you a nice overview of your profit and loss. You then get the annual summary. If you want to, once you get on to doing a second year, you can see a nice kind of comparison of what you've got in both years, and you get a few charts. All of this is fairly standard, but the bit that's different for the US is that you get these two sheets at the back. So if we look at the map first, this just gives you a nice visual view of where you've sold to. So it'll take all of your sales by state, and the darker the colour, the more you've sold. You can also see it by number of orders, and also by the quantity of products that you've sold. So just in case that was different, but if we go back to sales, you can see we've sold the most to California, then New York, and then it kind of goes down through all of your states. So then the sales tax summary, so this is where you get the actual breakdown of your tax figures and can see those sales by state. So at the top you see your total Etsy sales and the total amount of sales tax that's been collected and charged to your customers. That then gets broken down into how much was sorted out by Etsy and how much is kind of your responsibility. And then down below you can actually see this broken down by state. So for the majority of states you will see it in this bit here, which is retained by Etsy. But if we kind of break down, I happen to know this one is Tennessee, you see then there isn't anything retained by Etsy, it was all paid to the seller in this instance. So gradually, as I say, as time goes on, I think just about all states are now doing marketplace sales tax, so you probably won't see anything more down here. But it just gives you a nice breakdown so you can see exactly what's been sold and kind of where it's been sold to. So that's it, that's the breakdown of the template and the special kind of sections that apply to US sellers. So I hope you found that helpful and it's answered any questions that you might have had. But what if you like the look of the template but you're not based in the US? Well, at the time of recording, I've got 3 other versions available. There's one for you if you're based in the UK, Europe or Australia and you're not VAT registered. There's a separate template that for you if you are VAT registered, although this only works if you're UK based as it's set up for the UK VAT system. And there's actually 2 templates available if you're based in Canada. All of the templates are available over in our Etsy shop, so please pop over and take a look. All of the links to the templates you'll find below this video. And if you have any other questions or need any more help, just drop me a message either on Etsy or via email and I'll be very pleased to help.